Hari Om children, welcome to Max class. Let's start our class with prayer. Sit straight, join your hands, close your eyes, chant Om 3 times. Take a deep breath. Om. 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 Om Sagana Bhavatu Saganau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Learning objectives. From this class, children will learn to recall the types of angles, to understand the complementary and supplementary angle, and to understand the concept of transversal.
Types of angles, we need to understand just one simple diagram. Consider a ray OA. We know that if this ray is rotated completely once, it covers 360 degrees. All the different angles which lie in between 0 and 360 degrees are classified into types. There are two kinds of important angles we come across very often in mathematics. The first kind is an angle like this, and it covers 1/4 of the 360 degrees rotation. Let's call this ray OC. This angle formed here is called a right angle, and since it covers 1/4 of the 360 degrees, it measures 90 degrees. This angle is special in many ways. It is the only angle which is not marked with a curve. Normally, angles are marked like this with a curve between its two arms, but a right angle is marked like this. With this mark, we don't even need to write the measure next to it, since these two lines are enough to tell you that it's a right angle. And when the angle between two rays or lines is 90 degrees, we say they are perpendicular to each other. The next important kind of angle you will see often is called the straight angle. The name says it all. The arm is rotated in such a way that a straight line is formed like this. Let this arm be called OE. This angle formed here between OA and OE will equal 180 degrees. It is called a straight angle. And this straight angle covers half the complete rotation, which is 180 degrees. So remember, 1/4 of a complete rotation is a right angle, and half a complete rotation is called a straight angle, which is actually a straight line. These two were the special angles, and if you look at the figure closely, these two angles divide the plane into 3 regions. Let me color them for you. This blue region, which is between 0 and 90 degrees. This yellow region, which is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. And this entire red region under the line, which is between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. We classify the angles purely based on these 3 regions. To classify the angles in this figure, we will consider ray OA as the initial arm for all angles. Any angle in the blue region is called an acute angle. Let's have another ray OB in the blue region. This angle formed here will be an acute angle. Any angle with its terminal arm between 0 and 90 degrees can be called acute. Any angle formed with its terminal arm in the yellow region will be an obtuse angle. Let this be another ray OD in the yellow region. This angle formed here is called an obtuse angle. That means any angle which has its measure between 90 and 180 degrees is called an obtuse angle. And any angle with its terminal arm in this red region is called a reflex angle. So if you have ray OF like this, then this entire angle starting from ray OA will be a reflex angle. So a reflex angle will always be greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. And if we have ray OG like this, then this big angle too would be a reflex angle. It's very simple. any angle between 0 and 90 degrees will be acute. If it's between 90 and 180 degrees, it will be obtuse. And if it's between 180 degrees and 360 degrees, it will be reflex. One way in which you can remember this is by knowing that the letters A, O, and R are in alphabetical order. There are a few types of pairs of angles that the competitive exams test you with. Two of them are complementary and supplementary. The names sound fancy, but the concept is simple. Two angles are complementary if the sum of their measures is 90 degrees. And two angles will be supplementary if the sum of their measures equal 180 degrees. Yes, that's how simple it is. Look at these two angles. 35 plus 55 is 90. So yes, they are complementary angles. If the sum of two angles is 90 degrees, then they are complementary. Look at this figure and try to name the two complementary angles. Here, we are given that angle ABC is a right angle, which means it measures 90 degrees. It means the sum of these two angles will surely be 90 degrees. So angle ABD and angle DBC will be complementary angles. Remember, if the sum is 90 degrees, then angles are complementary. Here's another pair of angles. 120 plus 60 is 180 degrees, which makes them supplementary. And this figure, in which line MP is a straight line, also has supplementary angles. Angle MNO and angle ONP are supplementary. Notice that these two angles are supplementary as well as adjacent. Adjacent angles which are supplementary form something called a linear pair. The two adjacent angles form a line. Consider any two lines on the same plane. Say line P and line Q. Now if there's any line that meets these two lines at two distinct points, like this, then it is called transversal. The line R meets line P at point A and line Q at point B. This becomes the transversal. R is called the transversal of lines P and Q. Also observe that there is a segment formed in between, segment AB. The segment AB is called the intercept. These lines P and Q may or may not be intersecting. It doesn't matter. As long as another line intersects them at two distinct points, that line will be called the transversal. Now here's an interesting diagram for you to know if you've really understood the concept of transversal. Look at these three lines A, B and C. Line C cuts line A and B at two distinct points. It means that line C will be the transversal of lines A and B. But there is another way to look at it. Assume lines B and C are drawn like this. Then line A intersects line B and C at two different points. Then line A is the transversal of lines B and C. And if we have lines A and C drawn like this, and line B that cuts through them, then line B is called the transversal of lines A and C. It just depends on the way you look at it. So in this triangle-like figure, where three lines intersect, each line is a transversal of the other two lines. Consider line P and line Q, which are on a plane. The lines are also parallel to each other, which would mean that they do not intersect or ever meet. And this is transversal R, which cuts the lines P and Q at two distinct points. In this video, we will try to understand the different types of angles formed by the transversal with two parallel lines. The transversal forms four angles with line P. Angles 1, 2, 3 and 4, and four angles with line Q. Angles 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let's move on to the first type of angles. If lines P and Q are parallel, then angle 1 will always equal angle 5. This angle here will be equal to this one. They are called corresponding angles. It doesn't matter how the transversal is placed. These angles will always be equal. On a new page, let us try moving the transversal around. Assume line A and line B are parallel to each other. And here's a transversal C. You can see that these two angles look equal. Now let's rotate the transversal towards the right. These two angles again seem to be equal. Now let's rotate the transversal towards the left. The angles become obtuse and are still equal. This tells us that the corresponding angles are always equal. Now let's go back to the previous page. Now let me ask you an interesting question. Look at the figure closely. Is this the only pair of corresponding angles? No, it isn't. We have 3 more pairs of corresponding angles. When a transversal intersects a pair of parallel lines, 4 pairs of corresponding angles are formed. 2 and 6 form a corresponding angles pair, so angle 2 will always equal angle 6. You can even look at the figure and observe that they are equal. Similarly, angle 3 will equal angle 7 and angle 4 will equal angle 8. These are the 4 pairs of corresponding angles that are formed. 1 and 5, 2 and 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 8. Angles 3, 4, 5 and 6 are interior angles because they are between the 2 parallel lines, and they are classified into 2 types. Let's understand the first type. Angle 3 and angle 5 form a pair of alternate interior angles. We know why they are called interior, but why exactly are they called alternate? If we have a round table with numbers 3, 4, 5 and 6 around it, then 5 is alternate to 3. That's because after 3, you skip one position and take the next. Similarly, 6 will be alternate to 4. In this diagram as well, to find alternate of 3, we skip one position and take the next, which is 5. And similarly, angle 4 and angle 6 are also called alternate interior angles. This was the first type of interior angles. The second type is a pair in which the angles are next to each other on the same side of the transversal, like angle 3 and angle 6. They are called consecutive interior angles. Look at the figure now. Do you see any other pair of consecutive interior angles? Yes, with the same logic, even angles 4 and 5 are consecutive interior angles. Remember, there are 2 types of interior angles, alternate and consecutive. For alternate, we skip one and move to the next. For consecutive, we take the one that's immediately next to it. And the last types of angles that are formed are vertically opposite angles. Angles 1 and 3 are called vertically opposite angles. In all, there are 4 pairs of vertically opposite angles. Apart from angles 1 and 3, we have angles 2 and 4, angles 5 and 7, and angles 6 and 8 as the other 3 pairs. And vertically opposite angles are always equal. These were the different types of angles that were formed when a transversal meets 2 parallel lines. On a new page, let's look at the beauty of these angles. Assume we have lines A and B which are parallel and transversal C which intersects them at 2 distinct points. As we already know, the transversal forms 8 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let us quickly analyze the relation between various angles formed. It's pretty simple actually. Angle 2 will be equal to angle 6 as their corresponding angles, and angle 8 equals angle 6 as it is vertically opposite to it, and angle 4 equals angle 8 because they are corresponding angles. Similarly, angle 1 equals angle 5 as their corresponding angles, angle 7 equals angle 5 because they are vertically opposite, and angle 3 equals angle 7 because they are corresponding angles. So if lines A and B are parallel, we can see that angles 1, 3, 5 and 7 are equal and angles 2, 4, 6 and 8 are equal.
Children, let's recap the today's class.
Angles. First one is acute angle. Here the angle is greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. Second one is obtuse angle. Here the angle is greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. The third one is right angle. Here the angle is exactly 90 degree. The fourth one is straight angle. Here the angle is exactly 180 degree.
Complementary angles. Two angles are complementary if their sum is 90 degree. Supplementary angles. Two angles are supplementary if their sum is 180 degree. Transversal. A line which intersects two or more lines at distinct points is called a transversal of those lines. Learning outcomes. At the end of the class, you all learned angles and its types, complementary and supplementary angles, transversal and angles involved in. Let's finish this class with eye exercise and Shanti Mantra. Thank you. Hari Om.
पूर्णमत पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.